Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Live Authentically with Krista. Thank you so much for being here. Don't shame people for their past. Okay, don't shame people for their past. I was watching a movie and it was a romance movie. And this guy, he was, I don't know, he's like this high-strung person. And this woman came into his life that kind of challenged him in some ways. And she, found this new way of life. She came to the faith, and because he was a man of God and she wasn't, but she came to the faith and she liked that new way of life. But once they started like spending time together and like they were really falling in love with each other, he held her to her past. There's something that she did in her past, and he painted her to the past, and he shamed her for it. And that broke some of her trust that she had in him. And she stopped feeling safe with him because he shamed her for her past. You know, we all have a past. We've all done things that, we've not been proud of. And recently someone shamed me for my past. They shamed me, something that happened 13 years ago. I'm not even the same person. 13 years ago, they shamed me for my past. And that did. It caused me to feel unsafe. And they were, a little bit rough with me. So I guess I wanted to make this video. Don't shame people for their past, especially if they're working hard at changing and growing and trying to do better. Don't shame people for their past, because everyone deserves redemption. Everyone deserves a clean slate. And chances are, if you know that, just put yourself in their shoes. Just put yourself in their shoes. How would it feel if you grew as a person, if you changed, but then someone shamed what you did in the past? Someone shamed you for it, but that's not who you are anymore. How would that make you feel? So I guess I wanted to make this video to just encourage anyone. If you see someone working hard to change, working hard to grow as a person, don't shame them for something that happened in the past. Leave the past in the past. Start fresh, start new, start with wisdom. Allow people to show up as that new self. Allow them to show up as that new person, as that person who has changed, as that new person who has developed wisdom, as that new person who has grown. Because all it takes is a moment for you to bring up their past. All it takes is for a moment for you to bring up what happened in the past, for them to feel unsafe with you. I'm just putting myself in other people's shoes, how they would feel if I brought things up to them again. I'm a person that I've grown a lot. I've been on a journey with the Lord, and I've grown a lot. I've healed a lot over the last 6 to 8 weeks. I would say at least the last 6 weeks, I've healed a lot. And it's amazing how when you take time to reflect, when you take time to heal, when you take time to grow as a person, like how much that really changes you and how much it can do for a relationship. Sometimes it's a separation where two people can work on themselves and where you can grow as people. Sometimes it's necessary. And I do believe that God can restore anything. I believe that he can restore any relationship. It doesn't matter what has happened. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It can be mother and daughter, brother and sister. You know, it doesn't matter what kind of relationship it could be. Sometimes it's a separation that needs to happen so that you can grow as a person, so that you can grow, so that you can heal, and so that the other person can grow and heal too, before you can come back together and start fresh again. But when you come together, don't shame each other for the past. Don't shame each other for the past. Leave it in the past, because that's where it belongs. That's where it belongs. All right? Everyone deserves a fresh start. Everyone deserves a clean slate. All right? Don't shame people for their past. Allow people to grow. Allow people to grow. Okay? And the reason why I give so much grace and mercy to people is because there are times that I need it too. I'm not a perfect person, and I do make mistakes. And I think of myself, I think of, what if one day I chose not to give grace and mercy to someone, but what if someday I needed it? What if someday I needed it and then I didn't get it? How hurt I would feel. So this is why I extend a lot of forgiveness and grace and mercy to people. Not only because I'm a woman of faith, and this is what I believe everyone should do, because forgiveness is what sets each other free. When you forgive someone, it's just like it takes the weight of the mistake off of their shoulder. When you forgive someone, it sets you free, and that also sets the other person free. This is what I've learned as a person. It feels good when you have wronged someone. It feels good when they forgive you. It feels good. So, forgive. Extend grace and mercy. But again, when someone works hard at changing and growing as a person, don't shame what happened in the past. Don't shame them for what happened in the past. Allow them to show up as that new person. Allow them to show up in that healed version of themselves. All right? I hope that you found value. Like the video, comment below. Subscribe if you want to stay connected. Thanks for being here.